Right, so now that we have the airbox off, I've covered the throttle body air intake things, and don't want to have anything dropping in there. But they seem to be, everything's very clean. They seem to be opening very smoothly, which is always good. And that's fine. So now the next thing to do is to remove the coils here. So let me give you some light again. So remove these coils and then remove the spark plugs and see how they look like. Okay, let's crack on with it. Right, okay, so now let's remove the coil connectors first, these two coil connectors, move them to the side, and then remove the coils themselves. Hopefully they will not be very hard to remove. I'm just going to give everything a proper wipe here. Not that it helps a lot, but at least helps keep things shiny, even if the bike doesn't work after this. So everything seems to be a bit better now. Let's let's remove these coil connectors, and to do that, I'm going to hang this light here. To do that, you just unclip those. Here we are, and off they come. Oh. So this one's here, and this one's right here. Just move them to the side a bit. Okay, now to remove the coils out, there's this tool. Yes, I am the guy that buys all the tools, because I've seen a lot of, well, a few videos on how to remove spark plugs, and like I said, I'm the least mechanical person in the world, but so I've seen those videos, and they all use their hands to do it basically. But apparently BMW have this part, which is, well, it's not cheap, but it's not that expensive, so I'm going to use that. So the way to go with this is to whack it in from the side there, like that, and just turn it ever so slightly. Go to the other side. Well, apparently a good idea is to spray a bit of WD-40 underneath these coil skirts here, so that we can get a bit of unlocking going on. So we'll see. Right, so here's one out, and this is the left hand side one down here. So these are very expensive, so I'm just going to put them somewhere safe and leave them there for now. So this is the left hand side coil, and now let's do the right hand side coil. Wow, this one's pretty stuck. I don't know what's wrong with it. There you go. Off it comes. Right. Wow. That was hard. Okay, let's undo the spark plugs. So now let's unscrew the plugs from the cylinder head. Hopefully they will come out nice. Half a turn or so. I don't have a ratchet for this, so it makes it a bit harder. Right. Now I can hand loosen it. Right, let's look at it. Ooh, it's completely black. Look at that. This mixture, this engine is running with a very rich mixture. Look at that. It's completely black. Over there. So this is most likely the oxygen sensor that needs to be replaced, which is faulty. Right, so let's take out the other spark plug now. Alright, let's see. So here's the other spark plug that's come out, and it is also very black. Yeah, this is running a very rich mixture. Right, so let's get the new spark plugs in, shall we? So right, so that you can compare the two spark plugs. This one should be kind of a bronzy copper color to be correct, to be running a proper mixture, and it's all black, which means that it's running very rich. So now let's put the new spark plugs in and hope this improves the engine running a bit. Right, let's try not to very smoothly get the spark plug in. Right, that seems okay. I'll just give it just a squeeze. Right, that one's in. And now the other one. And these are the NGK spark plugs, the same as the ones that were in there before. You could get some iridium spark plugs, but for higher performance, but I don't think that, well, they're twice as expensive, but the high performance spark plugs, yeah, I don't know how much the bike would benefit from it, so just very gently screw this back in. I don't want to damage the threads. So, but I decided to go with normal standard spark plugs. I don't want to do the high performance iridium ones. I don't think it's worth it on this bike. And yeah, actually, I don't think the performance gains will be that significant anyway. Right, there you go. That's done. The spark plug's done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop everything back on, and with the magic of video editing, the next time you'll look at this, everything will be on again. Right, airbox is back on, battery's back on, everything is hopefully well connected again, all the sensors, all the hoses, everything, and it's time to start her up after I replace the spark plugs. I still haven't done the Lambda sensor. I looked at it earlier. It doesn't seem like it's going to be an easy piece of work, so I'm not sure I can do it myself, but if I can, I'll record that, of course. But for now, at least, let's start the bike and see if it starts actually, and after replacing the spark plugs, and see if it goes. Well, I don't know, but the idling seems to be going back to being a bit snatchy, not smooth at all. So, yeah, the oxygen sensor really does need to go. There's one thing that I need to do, I've just remembered that, and that is to calibrate the idle throttle position sensor. So there's a sensor in here that that kind of works out when the throttle is on its idle position, and so that needs to be calibrated. Especially, I think, because I have adjusted the throttle. I've adjusted the throttle slack, so that needs to be adjusted as well. But everything else, the spark plugs seem to be doing its job. Of course, otherwise the bike wouldn't run. The clutch seems to be a bit more loose now. There's a bit more play. I think I can adjust that a bit further, but that's not the main issue right now. And the throttle seems to be smoother. It doesn't kind of start revving right as I start rolling it, so it seems to be a bit smoother. So this is the new sensor. As you can see, it does look a bit like a spark plug. It does look a bit like a spark plug, and so that's the loom that goes all the way up to right here behind the ECU unit. But no, I don't think I can do it this time. Well, maybe some other time. Maybe if I might need to get help from a more professional person. But anyway, it was good for various reasons. A, I got to adjust the cables. B, I got to replace the spark plugs, which needed replacing. And C, I got to learn a bit more about the bike, which was one of the main objectives of this exercise. Well, at least I hope you found the video interesting, and well, I hope to see you on my next one. I'm going to get everything back up again in place, and I'll see you on my next video. Ta-ra.